So, how are we feeling today? Honestly, I don't know. I just got back from getting my haircut and I'm a bit tired. Yesterday I had a big day. Yes. Tell us about this day. I want everybody to know how you were feeling yesterday and what happened and how you feel today. Well, as you know, I had the feeling of reaching out to an old friend, and I didn't want to reach out to this friend because I felt like I was going to be embarrassing myself. I felt that I was going to be exposing myself and being like vulnerable. I was afraid of my vulnerability, and I just kept imagining this person reading my text and like screenshotting it and putting it in a group chat with a whole bunch of people, or like if they're with a whole bunch of people, see it and then like show them and then they're all laughing at me. So I didn't want to send the text. I was very fearful, and then I also had a lot of like anger or like feeling of like disappointment when it came to this friend. So I didn't want to reach out to them because of that either. I just felt that like when I was going through my spiritual psychosis and going through the hardest time of my life, I can understand that I didn't behave in the best way and I didn't handle myself in the best way as well. But I also feel like a lot of people, or like a lot of my best friends, I just feel abandoned by them. And even him, he did some crazy stuff that I didn't even want to tell my sister, like, hey, like I'm thinking about texting this person, reaching out to this person, because I know she'd been like, fuck no. So it's like one of those things where it's like you just have to keep it to yourself, because if you tell that friend or tell that sibling, they're gonna be like, absolutely not, are you crazy? So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like send the text. But I didn't really want to send the text because I was sitting there and I was overthinking it, and I'm like, what, I don't want to send this text. And I was just like, my ego was also a big part of that, just like feeling like I don't need to be friends with him. I don't need to reach out. I don't need him for anything. But a part of me also feeling like I miss the memories and I miss him, and like we were such close friends, and like a part of me is like, why do I always have to be the one to reach out? Why can't people just ever want to reach out to me? So that's another reason why I didn't want to reach out. It's like, why am I reaching out all the time? But at the same time, I also am the type of person that I don't want to be afraid of reaching out if I think of someone. I don't want to be afraid to be vulnerable. I don't want to be afraid to wear my heart on my sleeve. So if I'm missing you, if I'm thinking of you, I want to be able to reach out and also not hang on to the feeling of like, oh, if they don't reach out, like now I'm sad, or like that means I'm a loser, or like I'm embarrassing myself. I don't want to feel those feelings either. So those are the reasons why I really wanted to allow myself to send the text, but I was feeling a whole bunch of like negative emotions. I just didn't want to do it. And obviously like I sent it and I called it, he didn't respond. So immediately I go into like flight, like, oh my God, I knew I shouldn't have done that, like regret, why did I do that, embarrassing. But it wasn't too bad though. Like I feel like I was really good at like, because I was also outside when this was happening, I was spending time in nature, and nature be making me do some things sometimes. And I was spending time in nature, so it was also really like calming. It was like I was kind of tripping out, but then at the same time I also had this like calm sense of like it's gonna be okay. And like I had anxiety, but I was doing like breath work and like it's fine. Yeah, so like I think I was speaking on like the forgiveness aspect of that, or just like me not wanting to send the text because I was feeling like abandoned by him, and like he was supposed to be one of my best friends. So to me, like reaching out, or has been reaching out to a lot of people, is just like, although I don't know that I'm angry, or like I'm like having this issue with forgiveness towards people, I do think at the back of my mind I do have like anger. I don't want to say resentment, because I feel like resentment sounds harsher than anger, but I think there are a lot of people that I'm upset with that I don't know that I'm upset with. And sometimes it comes up to the surface, because I think I'm just like, ooh, it comes up to the surface. I'm like, oh wait, I'm actually upset with you. Like my feelings are hurt. And it's hard because I feel like a lot of people from my past, they feel like I might not have the right for my feelings to be hurt. I might not have the right to feel some type of way, but that's further from the truth. My feelings are very hurt because of like, when you're down bad, like that bad, like how I was down bad. And then like I said, I understand like I fucked up and I said things and I behaved in a certain way, but bitch, I was taking a shit ton of fucking shrooms. Do you know what mushrooms do to you? I was taking a shit ton of psychedelics because I was going through a spiritual awakening, and my world was just like doing a whole 180. Like the way that I was thinking, and like religion, and just coming out of the closet, I was going through a lot. So I have to give myself a bit of grace for that, and I'm realizing it's no one else's job to give me that type of grace. But it just feels like I'm also able to put myself in that position to be like, okay, as a friend, I can understand why you needed to walk away, why you needed to leave the friendship, because maybe you couldn't handle everything that I was throwing at you. You know, maybe it was just like too much too soon, or I don't know what it was, but and we were also really young. So I'm able to understand that and put myself in like being able to put myself in everyone's shoes and like why they behaved and why they responded the way that they responded towards me. But it's at the same time, it's like I feel like no one's sitting down and like, okay, but clearly this person was acting this way because he felt like he was alone. He felt like you guys, he didn't feel loved. And even if you did love him, he's taking a shit ton of psychedelics. So why isn't anyone sitting down and being like, okay, yeah, obviously this nigga was on something. That's not who he was. He was going through a hard time. Like, no one is doing that. And that's why I was telling my therapist the other day, it's very fucking frustrating because it's like, you sit here and you start to put all that blame on you, like everything is your fault. And yes, at the same time, it's like kind of because I'm the one responding to everything that's happening and I'm the one taking the drugs. So it is kind of all my fault. But even with that being said, it's like, where's the compassion, bitch? Like, if like, I tell myself often, if the roles were reversed, I wouldn't like, yes, even if I did walk away, I would feel like I would find myself coming back to just being like, hey, what's up? Like, how are you doing? Like, checking in. If y'all really locked in, and I thought me and this person would be locked in, and I guess maybe it's egotistical for me to think that this person was just gonna like come running back, and I didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to come running back. I didn't expect them to be like, let's be, but there are certain people that you're just never gonna hate, and even though I was very angry and like he didn't respond, and I was thinking, like, you know, when someone like fucks your ego up or like hurts you in a certain way, it's like, fuck you, like I don't need you anyway. Like I was really trying hard not to feel those thoughts and like think those things because I don't want to think that way. I don't want to feel that way. I want to be able to, if he didn't respond, I want to be able to be like, okay, yeah, he didn't respond. Oh fucking well, and just like keep it pushing instead of like sitting there and being like, no, fuck you, you suck, like whatever. So yeah, he didn't respond, and I just feel like for me, like again, my sister, she probably would be pissed if she found out that like, well, if she watches this video, she'll find out that I did send that text. But like, to me, I want to be a very forgiving person, and I feel like one thing I'm learning is forgiveness, self-compassion, understanding. It starts from yourself. Like you have to be able to give those things to yourself, and when you give those things to yourself, you're able to give them to other people. It's a lot easier to give them to other people, and also you take away the power of needing it from other people as well. So if no one gives it to you, it's like, I don't give a fuck if you don't forgive me. I don't give a fuck if you don't have compassion for me, because I know how to give that to myself. I'm able to give myself love. I'm able to give myself compassion. I'm able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, I'm beautiful, even if you hold back from saying it, even though you know damn well I'm beautiful. Or I'm creative, even though you hold back from wanting to let me know that I'm creative, because I don't need your validation. I'm able to validate myself and cater to myself and my own needs. So that's why it's very important for me to learn how to give those things to myself. But at the same time, I want to be the person who is able to be forgiving. I want to forgive people. I don't want to hold grudges. I feel like that's just not the type of person that I am. I feel like I'm a very loving person. I always have been a very loving person. So that's why it also pains me, because it's like all these friends and family members, it's like, you guys loved me for a reason, right? Like you guys saw an ugly side of someone, a dark side of someone, and then you ran away and you condemned this person. Meanwhile, you guys all have those issues, or you guys all have those things within you. Maybe they didn't come out. Maybe you didn't, you know what I mean? But you all have those things within you. So it sucks because like, it's like all those people just didn't, it's like you're not worthy of compassion. And that sucks, because then now I'm reflecting that, because no one else seems to be giving that to me. So like, that projection is now, I'm like affirming that to myself. Like if they can't give me compassion, if they can't forgive me, then maybe I don't deserve to be forgiven. So I really think that's why it's hard for me to give that to myself, but I'm learning and I'm really working on it. So I didn't want to reach out because I felt like I was also still upset, but I wanted to forgive, and I'm learning how to forgive. So I was like, you know what, fine, like I want to let it go anyway. And that's why I didn't want to start thinking like, fuck you, and like, because he didn't respond, because it's like, I'm backtracking. Like you're just forgiving someone and now you're saying fuck you because they didn't respond. No one owes you a text back. He doesn't have to respond to you, and you have to be okay with that and just like let it go. So those are the things that I was like telling myself, and that's why I'm glad that I have you here to listen to me and help me with these feelings and these issues that I'm dealing with in my head, because I feel like it's hard to be comfortable with having these conversations with you, because I don't want to be deemed as crazy, and like, you know, talking to yourself or having your higher self and all that stuff is like really like, it's not something people say out loud and stuff, but I'm trying to figure it out. And I think you've been really helping me differentiate between like your thoughts and like thoughts that aren't really necessary. So that's why I'm very grateful. And like, you're always trying to help me figure out ways to communicate with you, and you're always trying to communicate with me, and it's just hard to hear you and understand you, because I'm dealing with this on my own. Like, I'm trying to learn all this on my own, and even though that's what I wanted, I just didn't know it would be this fucking hard. So yeah, that was basically yesterday. That's what I was dealing with yesterday, and I was gonna talk about it yesterday, but then I was just like, okay, maybe I'll talk about it today. But I feel a lot better. It does still suck, obviously, but it's fine. I think even if I want to take this as a lesson, because sometimes I feel like you be having me do shit that really be pissing me off. Like when that idea came in my head to text him, I did not want to do it. I was really fucking annoyed, because I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like it's on my mind heavy. Like, I wasn't thinking about anything else. That was the only thing I was thinking about. So I was like, you know what, fine. Since it's the only thing in my mind, and like I'm learning about consciousness, I'm like, okay, fine. Let me just fucking do it so I can get out of my head and like whatever. So that's why ultimately I sent the text. But like, you make me do these things and it pisses me off, and I think, but there are lessons behind some of the things that you make me do, and that's part of like learning how to use your intuition. It's like sometimes the shit might not make sense, but I guess maybe it's just me learning how to trust you, and like you witnessing me trust you. I don't know if that makes sense, you know? So it's like you're telling me to do something, and like, yes, it might not make sense, and yes, I might not get the response that I want, but it's like, just do it anyway. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to do it. And the lesson is like, sometimes the things that you want to do, you might not get the response that you want. You might not get whatever it is that you're looking for, but I think you'd rather me, or I would rather, however, I'm still figuring that out. Like, I think it's better for me to at least try and like shoot the shot, even if I miss, but at least I shot the shot, you know? Because the risk of not, because if I don't do it, then I know for sure it's not gonna happen. Like, you wanna reach out, you wanna speak to a cute boy. Okay, well, you're scared and you don't wanna do it, but if you don't do it, then you don't know that there's a 50% chance that he will respond, you know? Like, if you try, maybe you'll get a text back, maybe you'll get a response, but if you don't try, then you just won't know, and it's for sure not gonna happen. So I think it's always best to try and like risk and take the risk, even if you're scared, because you never know. You just never know. And I think that's something that I learned from that. It's like, even if it's embarrassing, even if it feels embarrassing, even if you feel like stupid, do that shit anyway, because you just never know, you know? I don't stop being compassionate, and like, I don't want to stop being compassionate. I feel like now I'm kind of like going into like, you know, but I don't know if that makes sense. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to be compassionate and stuff like that. I just don't want to have a heavy heart. I don't want my heart to be heavy. I don't want my heart to be hard. I want to be soft. I want to be soft. I'm learning how to try to not be so perfect. Like, it's okay to not be perfect. And I think the world that we live in, everybody tries so hard to be perfect and put up this like facade and this mask. And I can understand why people need to wear masks and stuff, but when people pretend like they can do no wrong, or like they've never made a mistake, it's hard, because now I feel like I have to like be careful with every single thing I say, every single thing that I do. I'm not allowed to make mistakes, and that's just not the truth. So yeah, I'm okay. Like, I want to say, like, I'm glad I sent the text, because the idea is no longer in my head. I put it out there. He didn't text me back. Fine. There's no hate. All love. I just want to be your love. I just want to be all love. And I know it sounds like cliche or cringy to say, but that's just literally, I think that's just who I am. I'm just love. Like, I'm just a loving person. And sometimes I might behave in a way, and I might do things that don't embody that, but like, I'm a work in progress. Okay, so like, I'm making the effort. That's all I can do at the moment, but I really am trying to be that person. So thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone, because that's what your job is to push me out of my comfort zone. So yeah, thank you. I love that. I love that. And yes, my job is to push you out your comfort zone. And sometimes I'm going to have you do things that don't make sense to you, but there's a reason why I'm having you do it. My job is to, right now, I want you to know that me and you are one. We are in this together. You are not alone. I feel like because of your past mistakes and maybe the way that you handled situations and reacted to situations, you feel like you don't deserve my love. You feel like you don't deserve the love of God. You feel like you are casted out, and I want you to always remember that I'm here no matter what. I don't give a fuck how bad, I don't care what you do. I am always here for you as your higher self, your intuition, your God self, your imaginary friend, however you want to label me, whatever you want to call me, I am here for you. Me and you are in this together. You are never alone. You be feeling alone and you are never alone. I'm always here. That's my job and that's what I want to teach you. I'm trying to find ways for you to know that and feel that and know that there's a way for us to communicate when you need me, like making this podcast with you and like co-hosting. I'm here. If you want to make a video and you feel like you need someone to make the video with you, and you're having this dialogue in your head and you're having a hard time like understanding what I'm trying to tell you, this is a beautiful way to do this. You can do this from a video like this, or you can write it down on paper. There are different ways that I can communicate with you, and my job is to try to find the one that is best and easy for you to understand and dissect. And I think this is great right now, and I just want you to be consistent, and I want you to just at least try, even if it's just 5 minutes, and I know it might be hard or whatever, to just find a way to hear me and communicate with me and like listen and just, you know what I mean? Just spend 5 minutes with me at least a day. But yeah, so I'm glad to hear that you feel better, because I know it was really hard. You had a lot of anxiety, you were overthinking it, and I'm proud that you did it anyway. Despite how you were feeling, despite the negative feelings, you still did it, and that's what I want. I want you to do whatever feels right and fuck the fear, fuck whatever is stopping you. That isn't anything that isn't love, That's another thing I want you to know, that anything that isn't of good rapport is not from me. So anything that is loving and of good rapport and gives you feels like it's wisdom, knowledge, understanding, because you pray for those things. One thing I love about you is that you pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because with those things, you can have anything. There's nothing that you can't have. So just know that regardless, when you have those things and that's what you're praying for, everything will work out. And I'm not gonna have you have the feelings of fear is not from me. Those feelings of lack, that's not from your higher mind. Your higher mind is limitless. Your higher self is free, So that's what I want you to feel all the time, every time. And even when you don't feel those feelings, I want you to remember, if you're feeling negative, if you're feeling fear, nothing that you don't feel those good feelings, I just want you to remember that there's a place you can go to get that feeling. There's a place, and even if you can't get those high vibe feelings, you can also get to a place where you're just neutral and just equanimous and just calm. You don't need anything. You're chilling. You're not happy. You're not sad. You're just here. You're just present in the moment. And that's what I want to teach you how to do. But yeah, is there anything else you want to share with us? Because I know there's another thing, but you don't have to share it if you don't want to. Because I know this one's a little personal. You don't like to talk about those type of things. So would you like to share? I actually would not want to share, but I'm going to share because I kind of want to talk about it. It's I'm going to talk about it. So basically, guys, I reached out, there's this boy that's on the baseball team that I reached out to, the second guy on the baseball team that I've reached out to. And he's really cute, obviously, but I told myself after the first rejection that I got from the first baseball boy that I wasn't gonna do any more baseball boys. But I decided to reach out to him because I thought he was cute and it was on my mind really, really fucking bad. God forbid a bitch has a type, okay? So I reached out to him, and he, of course, didn't respond via Instagram DM. And that was another situation that had me fuck, I also kind of felt like he wasn't gonna respond, but I did it anyway because it was already on my mind. So after I sent that text to Alex, I was like, you know what, fuck it. I might as well just like, since we're here in this like feeling of uncomfortability, I was uncomfortable with everything. I'm like, might as well just have like two birds, one stone type of thing. Let me just feel uncomfortable with these two situations together and just like move past it, because I've been thinking about reaching out to him for a while. But because I've already reached out to his teammate, I'm like, I'm not gonna reach out. Like, that's giving like baseball hopper, and I didn't want to give that. So I finally said, you know what, fuck it, let me do it. And I reached out and he didn't respond. And you know, it sucks. It sucks, but it's fine. And now I'm like, okay, do I tell him, like, do I reach out to him and be like, hey, okay, it's okay that you didn't respond, but like, could you not tell your teammates about this? Because like, I don't need it to be like that one weird guy who's like reaching out to baseball players. God forbid a bitch has fucking a good taste and likes fucking baseball players. God forbid a bitch has a type. And also like, another reason why I didn't want to reach out to him is because like I already, like, it's giving like second option. It's like, oh, he didn't respond to you, so now I'm your second option. But it's like, no, I already reached out to this one before too, like during class, because I've had class with both of them. So I reached out to him via Canvas and I was like, hey, because I think our professor told us to like do something out of our comfort zone or like reach out to someone in the class, because you know those things where it's like getting to know someone. So I fucking Canvas emailed him and I'm like, hi, and he didn't respond. So I was like, okay, whatever, on to the next. Then I reached out to his other friend and he also was like, so like, you know what, fine, no more baseball boys. But he was on my mind, so I decided to reach out and he didn't respond. So now here we are. We're not sad. I'm not sad about it. I just feel like, if anything, I don't want to be sad about these two incidents, because I feel like it's gonna make me stronger and help me let go of the fear of rejection and be okay with rejection and not have any like negative thoughts and negative vibes about them. It's just like, okay, whatever. So now I can like hopefully build the muscle, because I do it so many times, repetition and stuff, that I could just like see someone and be like, yeah, I want to talk to you, whether it's platonically or romantically. It's just a friend, or like I'm looking for, you know, a romantic partner. So yeah, that's something that I did. But I feel like out of the two, the one that carried more weight was the old friend. We'll just call him Adam. Adam, I think that one was more like, oof. But I don't regret it, because I feel like it helped me in a way. It's helping me in a way. Doing that helped me. So yeah, that's all I have to talk about today so far. Right now we're gonna go outside and hang out. Me and him are gonna go outside and hang out. This is Kevin, by the way. You guys don't know Kevin, but I came up with the name Kevin when I was going through my belligerent blacked out phase, where I would drink and black the fuck out. That's how I came up with Kevin. He was like my alter ego, because when I would drink and get fucked up, I would be a totally different person, and I named him Kevin. And I think when I was trying to figure out a way to describe or like label this other mind, my other higher self, I'm like, okay, I guess like Kevin works too. So Kevin is the masculine, and I also have a feminine, and I was thinking about Kiara, so it's like KK. So it's like KK, but I don't know, I feel like because I know a girl named Kiara from like elementary school or something, I'm like, I want something more unique, but I also want it to be a K, so it's like K and K. But I'm having trouble like trying to, you know, so maybe I'll keep Kiara. Kiara's like my feminine, like, that's like my girl, but I'd be kicking it with Kevin the most. Like, Kevin is like my dominant one, because I think that was my masculine is what I grew up with, trying to just be a straight man, and like being African and stuff, you have to be a certain way. So that's why I think I have such a stronger thing with Kevin, because that's who I recognize the most. But yeah, sometimes Kiara likes to like pop up, and like if I'm dancing, if I'm listening to certain songs, if I'm out in nature, Kiara just be doing her thing. She pops up when she's comfortable. Kevin, yes, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still tweaking out the details. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not 100%. I know this might come off a little crazy, but I feel like those who know, like, will know. You know, people who understand where I'm coming from, what's happening right now, they'll know. And even some people will know, and they'll still try to make me feel like I'm crazy for it, but that's just evil. So yeah, I was gonna go into another thing where it's like yesterday I was thinking while I was at the gym, like, or I think I was outside in nature, and I was just thinking, I'm like, it's wild the amount of people who try to stop you from finding your higher self, like your God self, your power. It's like people try to keep these things from you. And even though I was acting crazy during my spiritual awakening and I had that spiritual ego and that God complex, it's like, yeah, sure, maybe I felt like I was like the reborn Jesus Christ, but at the same time, it's like all this information that I found, I wasn't gonna keep it to myself. If I knew how to find God, if I was able to be like, listen, fuck what the Bible got to say, fuck what the Christians got to say, no offense. Let me show you that you don't need any of that. You know, like God is within you. Like I would have been, you know what I mean? But I understand that like maybe I didn't do it the best way, and it's fine. Like I was doing what I thought was best, and I got to give myself grace for that, you know? So that's it. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm thinking about naming this. Do I even want to tell them? Do I even want to tell them? Because I don't want people to steal my shit. I'm not gonna tell them. I'm not ready. What I'm thinking about naming this podcast. And I also want us to like make more videos before I want us to be consistent before I start giving us a name. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Kevin, any final words? Honestly, no. I think you said it all. I think this was a great video. I know it was really hard for us to get it started in the beginning. You almost didn't want to make the fucking video, but I'm glad that you stuck it through and you made the video. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and tuning into our podcast. I'm Kevin, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.